Good morning. We are back. Feels good to be back. It's good to see you guys in the chat. What the frick is going on in Minnesota? Minnesota is turning out to be a low-budget Netflix thriller that we all asked for. Well, actually, none of us asked for. Specifically, two people. A political assassin named Vance Boelter, Boatman, was finally caught after killing a sitting Democrat lawmaker and her husband. What a psychopath. Murder and mayhem in the streets of Minnesota, but who is this guy? It gets better. This story is weird. And who this guy is weird. And his whole background is weird. He was a 7-Eleven manager at one point, turned into a wannabe doctor, somehow scored an appointment to work with Tim Walz in the governor's workforce board, and his wife also worked for Tim Walz. They had lots of weapons and passports. She was detained with weapons and passports and let go. Apparently the cops are currently refusing to release the manifesto of this guy. Of course, when it's not convenient or something. Why would you not release? There was a manifesto. Everybody thought this guy was a Democrat because of his No Kings flyers in his car. But it turned out like he had a roommate that, even though he has a family and a house and he has lots of money, that said he's a Republican and a MAGA supporter. Is he a Democrat? Is he a Republican? It's so weird. The fact that he showed up to people's homes and knocked on the door while wearing a Halloween mask like Walter White, trying to ruin my favorite television show of all time. I am the one who knocks. You can't ruin that great line, and you can't have it. It's our line, it's ours, it's art. Because it's art, it's ours. So the police are locking up this manifesto, and the media is acting like this whole Minnesota thing is just something you should ignore and keep scrolling on TikTok, because who cares? We're gonna break down everything I know about this situation. It's one of the weirder things I've seen, and watching it unfold, it gets even weirder while unfolding. Welcome to the show.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go let the world
trust the government.
She sent in a little video for us. Oh. Here she is.
Hey, in spite of everything you've heard, and let me just make sure you all know that it's actually me. Say it's me.
Anti-woke.
Anti-woke?
suck on this, Biden.
Would we the all of our
Folks stepping on them. That's black.
Okay. What's up, guys? Can we find out who the guy voted for already? I'm with you, Kristen. I mean, this guy is so weird to me. So apparently he was a 7-Eleven manager at some point. Here's a picture of him preaching. Turned into a self-styled doctor, self-guru doctor. He was preaching in African churches. And he apparently was running a fake security company. And clearly was chasing political attention of some kind by working with Tim Walz. How does this guy end up with the governor's workforce development board? Political favors, connections, bribery? None of it makes sense. None of this guy makes sense at all. One of my favorite accounts to follow is Data Republican, and I encourage everyone to follow this chick. She's awesome. She has way more autism than me. And that's the best thing about the internet. I don't know if you guys are with me. The more autistic everyone is on the internet, the more information we find. What's up, Leech? Good to see you from UK, man. So apparently she did a whole deep dive on this whole Vance guy. He was a part of a group called the Red Line Group. No real paper trail. His business and security services looks like a cash grab. So he was in security services. He was a 7-Eleven manager, but constantly promoted himself as a corporate executive. I guess based on LinkedIn. He claims that the title doctor is based on an education in an ed doctor. God. And maybe that's the bottom line. Anybody that is not a real doctor in real life and claims to be a doctor is a psychopath. If you're not a real doctor and you have a doctorate in education, stop calling yourself a doctorate. You're not a doctor. This is a house of learned doctors. Oh, really? What kind of doctor are you? Oh, I'm education. That's not real. He chased every opportunity of his audience to work for Governor Walz and the workforce development initiatives. And so based on him working with Walz, everyone connected him to that one famous clip of Tim Walz saying that he's friends with school shooters.
Senator, thank you. Governor, you previously opposed an assault weapons ban, but it's only later in your political career did you change your position. Why?
Yeah, I sat in that office with those Sandy Hook parents. I've become friends with school shooters. I've seen it.
So he's become friends with school shooters. Dr. Jill is super serial doctor. She is a super serial doctor. Thank you for sharing that. Sometimes I apologize and I go out on a limb and I forget that Dr. Jill is a real doctor. We should be consoling her and asking her for her thoughts on this whole matter. Apparently he chased every opportunity to work. This guy loves the attention. In videos of him in African churches, you can see him light up. He's performing, he's preaching vague, positive platitudes to foreign audiences. He wanted to be somebody. He wanted to be followed. So is this guy some kind of psychotic cult leader who's starting churches everywhere? Apparently, too. The weirdest thing about the whole church thing is apparently he bought this like underground church to start in Minnesota using his 501c3 nonprofit, and he was going to start some kind of church. Maybe it wasn't going well, and this was his last straw to get attention. She goes on to say, I think this man is just addicted to attention and status who tried to get through a lot of means. When the attention dried up, possibly whoever cut him off in Congo, he snapped. So is this guy some kind of delusional guy that is killing abortion right activists? Or is he a Democrat pawn that was been used by everybody? The weirdest thing about him, too, as well, is that his wife working for Tim Walz as well is very, very confusing. Is very weird. So they were all connected. They were all part of it. And apparently she was also stopped trying to escape, maybe to meet up with him. And the cops let her go. The cops let her go after they found like a car with passports and ammunition. Ramadrama poo-poo update on Israel voicemail. Good. We're going to talk about that tonight. Perfect. Thank you, Ramadrama, for calling into the show. Thank you, Ramadrama. So apparently the guy went door to door, knocking with wearing a Walter White mask, taking away my favorite video of all time. I am the one who knocks. Oh, no. God, of course. Oh, way to ruin the moment, Derek. God, the show's live, and that's why this show sucks. Dang it. Okay, wait. I need to finish my coffee. Let's get back into it.
And admit you're...
Do you know?
Oh. He knocked at you, Derek. He was literally at my door as well. Dude, okay. First of all, if somebody shows up to my door and they have this face mask on, you are going to be greeted with an instrument in my hand. A handshake. Because I'm all about peace. Dude. Just like, I feel like it's like, you got to be crazy to be like, look through your peephole and you're like, oh, who's that? I don't know who it is. It looks like a cop. Come on in. Oh, God, dude. Very sad news, though. Apparently he was charged with second-degree murder. Charged with second-degree murder with intent not premeditated. What? This guy that apparently has a list of people he wanted to kill and had specific targets, this murder wasn't premeditated? Okay. If that's not premeditated, I don't know what is. It's not because they can't prove it yet. I thought he had a manifesto, and here's the cop saying that they can't release the manifesto, of course, but which makes every real conspiracy theorist go, okay, why? Why can't you release this manifesto, dude?
I'm gonna give Ellen. We're gonna give it to Ellen, and then we're gonna have one more question.
Can you talk a little bit more about the manifesto and what kind of motivation it might be? We're told that there might be some.
Tell us about the manifesto. Can you tell us about the manifesto?
At this point in time, it would be premature. The question is the manifesto and the information that we have received, is their motivations? We are working diligently on that. There's certainly some indications within that, but there's not specifics enough. We have been, this is a very active and fluid investigation.
Gender fluid.
Throughout the day, as you've been waiting and these teams have been out working out in the field, and they have been gathering more documents and information, so it would be premature for me at this point to really say exactly what the motivation might be from these writings, but we will be continuing to work on that and provide that information when we're able.
Okay. How can you watch this press conference seriously and not watch the ESL provider? Man, she's killing it. Her her face is amazing. I mean, when he talks about not releasing the manifesto, she's like, oh.
We are working diligently on that. There's certainly some indications within that, but there's not specifics enough. We have been, this is a very active and fluid investigation. Throughout the day, as you've been waiting and these teams have been out working, out in the field, and they have been gathering more documents and information.
God, I love sign language so much. Sign language is like such an incredible language, and the facial just like it's so amazing.
So it would be premature for me at this point to really say exactly what the motivation might be from these writings, but we will be continuing to work on that and provide that information when we're able.
Just incredible. You know what the best part is? You know what the best part is? None of us know if she's doing any of those signs correctly. Nobody knows. Everyone's just like, I don't know what she's saying, but man, that girl can get it. Like she not like that. Can't discuss a manifesto as it doesn't say I love Trump. Yeah, I do wonder about this whole manifesto, this whole thing. The sign language lady bears no relation to what's being said. Are you proficient in ESL? I took one ESL class in college, and that was about all I had time for. See, when it first got popped out too, everyone thought like, oh, this guy hates the fact that she voted on a bill not allowing illegals to get health care or, emergency services or whatever, and in the state of Minnesota. And so everyone thought like, oh, this guy's definitely Democrat, and he's pissed off that she's not allowing, she was the tying vote. And then everyone assumed because her voice is very shaky while saying that she didn't vote for this bill, that has to prove it exactly. She knew exactly what was happening. I mean, this conspiracy of this whole thing is so incredibly crazy.
I know that people will be hurt by that vote, and we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision. I know that people will be hurt.
And so everyone just jumped on that and assumed that was the whole reason and the whole thing. Also, the weirdest thing too is they found his hat that they were looking for just on the side of the road, kind of like the whole passport thing as well. Apparently he had a bunch of kids, and he also had a huge house that he owned, but yet was like friends was roommates with this guy who worked at Papa John's. And this is the one the media has decided this is the most authoritative source on Vance's whole life. It's very weird that the media does that. They just jump on things. They're not going to validate anything or make sure their information is correct. They're just going to show up to this guy who's been just doing interview after interview regarding this guy's situation and sharing text messages, apparently. I don't even know if these text messages are true. Everything about this seems weird. Also, this guy seems like he's a good hang. I want to hang out with this guy. I want to party with this guy. This guy works at Papa John's. He can give you that stuffed crust pizza deal that we all need. Papa John's is a little expensive for my taste, but I also enjoy a good Papa John's. So everyone's like, oh, he's a Trump supporter. And why is this guy so sweaty? Look, man, if you're just standing outside, if you're standing outside in Minnesota and you're sweating this much, you're not an authoritative source. I'm just saying, manifesto is gender heteronormative language that pushes patriarchal constructs. God, I can't even read that this morning. Leech, yeah, totally. Yeah, he had very staunch patriarchal construct. Imposter lady. I only know one sign of ESL. Me too.
Everyone's calling him a Democrat. He's not a Democrat.
Everyone's calling him a Democrat. He's not a Democrat. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like, so this guy is a Republican. This guy's a Republican that decided he wanted to work for Tim Walz. I don't know many Republicans that are like, you know what? Let me work for a Democrat. Maybe just subvert everything that they're doing.
Everyone's calling him a Democrat. He's not a Democrat.
He's not a Democrat.
He would be offended if people called him a Democrat.
He would be offended.
Because of this board thing he was on for Governor Walz.
Okay, is this guy an actor? I know a bad actor when I see it. I know a bad actor. Apparently he was with his governor board. He was working for. Aren't you supposed to be his best friend? I know if I have a best friend, okay, my best friends, I know where they work. Okay, I know where they work. And this guy mispronounces Tim Walz. He calls him Jim Walz in an interview. He also called Joe Biden Jim Biden. And you can hear the media in this interview with this guy like correct him in the mid-sentence. Nothing about this guy feels real to me. I mean, if you look at the lens of just like an actor working out his script, it makes more sense.
Everyone's calling him a Democrat. He's not a Democrat.
He's not a Democrat. No.
He would be offended if people called him a Democrat. Because of this board thing he was on. Okay, when he does that, as somebody who studies body language, when he goes like this board thing, that's him. I'm allegedly, okay? I'm not saying it's for sure, but when people lie, when people are lying about things to try to create a narrative or create a story regarding themselves or other people, they tend to move their body a little differently, a little more awkward, a little. So when he goes, this board thing he was a part of, this board thing, I don't believe it. I don't even know if you even know who this person is. Or maybe you're just in it with him. Like this board thing. It's too over dramatized in order for him to make you think that when people are lying, they over dramatize everything so that you can agree with them. And then they can keep you going. So when he does that, that makes me wonder if he's telling the truth. Because of this board thing he was on for Governor.
And with the squinting of the eyes, this board thing, and then he squints. Everything about that, he's acting it out for you to believe what he's saying. This is my thoughts, okay? I'm not saying for sure, but I'm pretty proficient in liars. Okay.
Walz, it wasn't to serve. He was just serving the community. But he
look down. And then look back up when you're ready to talk.
I can't believe a political issue would cause him to do such a thing. Well, you listen to InfoWars.
He listened to InfoWars? That's so on the nose. That's so on the nose. I believe we have a bingo. God, I don't believe any of this crap, dude. He listened to InfoWars. Maybe he did, okay? Maybe that's just my own bias, okay? Let's just have a moment for our own biases in life. Our own biases in life lead us to false conclusions sometimes. And my bias in this situation, in this story, is this guy was just a nutcase, kind of crazy, over the top, psychotic. I think, you know, the big difference between Republicans and Democrats, when they have a psychotic killer like Luigi Mangione, they're like, oh my God, he's so sexy. He's hot. I wish I could date him. I want to crawl up and ride him. He's so good looking. I want to do everything with him. I want to get married to him. They like sexually fantasize him. And then with somebody like if he is Republican, we're like, you're disgusting. You're a terrible human being. You're the worst of the worst. We don't want you anywhere near us. We don't associate with you. We don't identify with you. Like, you're nuts. You're crazy. Now, Joe Biden is sharp as a tack. Yeah, he is. Is this the guy that told us the towers collapsed because of the heat of the burning jet fuel caused the steel beams weakening, causing a pancake effect? He does look like that, doesn't he? He looks like he like goes on. You know, this guy's making fun of his friend for watching InfoWars, but this guy looks like he has a TikTok just on conspiracy theories. He keeps looking away from the reporter when he's like searching for a thought. I totally agree. I think you're right, Derek. Actors look different. It's not even I don't even know if this guy's an actor. I just know he's giving me I'm lying vibes. He's giving me I'm not telling the truth vibes. His pausing, looking down, his laughing, his little movements. Before I started watching Derek O'Shea, I watched InfoWars to soothe my anxiety. Wait, is InfoWars the gateway to me? That's awesome.
I kind of told us that, well, it's like 50% truth. You know, I kind of said, don't take everything what they say for granted. I wasn't a real truthful.
Yeah, I told him, don't take anything they say for granted. They're like 50% true. Is that to cover your
I mean, they're on for some things, but some things are way off.
Did he talk much about Trump? And what did he say, if so?
I was a Trump supporter. Voted for Trump. If you like Trump, I like Trump. And,
well, he's a Trump supporter. I mean, the amount of sweaty videos we're getting from this guy. Does this guy go into the shower and then immediately leave the shower and get in front of a camera? I don't. He looks at a reporter, avoids eye contact. Yeah, 100%. He looks like a guy who beat South Park boys in the World of Warcraft. He does look like that guy. We just need the sword. Seems like the dude is mixing it up and will laugh it off with the beer, off with his buddies. Yeah, what if this guy is just lying this whole time? He's lying about saying he's friends with him just so he can get famous too. This is why you gotta trust your news sources, because I'm not gonna be the news source that's going to jump on the first piece of information and deem it as truth. I'm gonna try to do my best to check my own bias when it comes to a story and be like, something about this doesn't add up, and nothing about this adds up at all. He could be like the most staunch Republican, just hates abortion and wants to kill a bunch of Democrats. I have no idea. And if that is the case, then he's just equally nuts and psychopathic as we all believe him to be true. But the fact that he was a 7-Eleven manager, a self-prescribed doctor, was preaching in Africa, wanted to start a church in America, then went on this crazy run. He had like security connections where he had police stuff, and then he had a shootout with cops, and he was able to escape the shootout with cops. And then his wife also worked with Tim Walz. It feels like CIA. Like it just feels too crazy of a story for me to be like, this guy is just some average dude going around and decides to shoot up a bunch of lawmakers because he's anti-abortion. Nothing about this story makes sense. It's the most confused. I was getting on the airplane and I was watching this unfold, and I was just like, what the frick? You know, my first thought, of course, was like, oh, Democrat, of course, psychopath. The left is ramping up. But then the more I read into it, it just seems like this guy was like this lone guy that just wanted the attention everywhere he went. It's super weird.
No, because he was on call for work, and he'd always say, yeah, I need rest for work, so I'm sharp. Because he was extracting eyeballs, so gotta be sharp for that.
I remember him walking out of the house, or hearing him walking out.
Oh God, that breath.
Nope.
Was it unusual for him to go to bed at 7 p.m.?
Dude, get on a treadmill. From all of us to you. Get this guy Ozempic.
Well, it depends on the shift, no, because he is working all kinds of hours. Didn't seem odd, no.
Did he give you any emotional message, said that he loves you besides the text messages or something
Did he give you any messages like he loves you? No dude says to their best friend, love you, dude, through a text. Okay, maybe some of us do, but that is definitely... Did he say I love you?
He said that he made some choices, and he said, you guys don't know anything about it, but...
Okay, that doesn't feel real at all to me either. He said... He did say something. Okay, yeah, I'm remembering again. He did text me, I'm going to do something, guys. And he's like, you're not going to believe what's going on. Okay, I don't believe this guy for a second.
Yeah. But he said he didn't have much.
What if this guy is also just what if, okay, this, I love you too, Disco. What if this guy was... He's actually best friends with him. He is actually texting him, but he's also a pathological liar. The two can be true. So we have to decide what is the truth and what is reality.
Much time to live.
Another thing to ask, do you mind if I take a picture of the text message?
Nah, I kind of.
No, you can't have a picture of any evidence that can corroborate anything I'm saying. I'm freaking A. Sometimes that speech impediment comes in hot in the mornings.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I kind of keep that private because I read it to people, and
I keep the messages private because I read it to people, and I don't want you to call me out on an additional information I'm saying to you. It's between me and him. He sends me feet pics, and occasionally he'll send me a picture with his shirt off, all oiled up, maybe with Tim Walz.
I don't know. I just gotta get going. I have to.
Is this phone?
I gotta go. You're getting too close to me.
I'm still ringing when you called?
No, it's
Does this look like a guy who has something going on? I gotta go. No, you don't, man. You're not going anywhere. You look like a guy that stays home, okay? Okay, and there's nothing wrong with homebodies. Okay, we support homebodies in this community. But you don't need to lie to people, okay? You're not going anywhere.
Go straight to voicemail?
I gotta go in and order Panda Express, get my orange chicken on.
Yeah, just voicemail. I can't, he doesn't want me involved.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna call me. He's not gonna receive calls from me.
Can we at least see the text?
Can we see?
Everyone's taking pictures. I don't know why I'm so... He sent it to me and a friend. So it wasn't just me, and I don't know if
nice cop out.
My friend would think about me sharing that with everybody. I mean,
That's
I
a
read
good
it
friend.
out loud just so you guys.
That's a good friend. He's not going to snitch on you, but he'll snitch on you a little bit. You know, at least he has some morals. He has lines. If you commit murder, your information is fair game. But if you don't commit murder, he's not going to tell on you. A large Israel strike heading towards the capital of Iran. Oh, God. Well, it's heating up. Wouldn't want to be complicit. Yeah, exactly.
A context of what I feel when I read it.
Yeah.
And...
Can you read it to us? We were in here yesterday.
Yeah, I know. But I got to really get going.
Do you have a message?
Get this guy going. He's been working hard, okay? And it also makes no sense that apparently this guy knew... Nobody in his entire community knew who this guy was.
And that's what we've been seeing throughout Green Isle here. We've been here all day yesterday and now all morning now. We haven't been able to find anyone in Green Isle who knows Vance Boelter. I even went to a BP gas station yesterday to talk to the woman at the counter. The woman said she's worked there for many years. She'd never seen Vance Boelter. She saw the pictures of him on the news. He didn't look familiar. His name didn't sound familiar. So we haven't been able to find anyone in Green Isle who knows this man.
Who is he? Who is Vance Boelter? I mean, he just seems like a weirdo. I have no idea what to think about this guy. Why is he talking to a reporter, not a lawyer? That's a great question. Again, voicemail has the Israel info. Again, the voicemail has the Israel-Iran info. Good. We're going to talk about that later tonight. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm off to work. Drop a like on this video if you don't mind. This whole debacle, this whole thing, I have no idea what to expect. Don't listen to anybody that knows that knows exactly who this person is. Those people are not to be trusted. They're just jumping on small bits of information. We have no idea who this person is. But it all matters who he voted for, of course. He can't just be a psychopath. He has to be politically motivated. 100% cringe, incorrect. Use I seen. I seen. I don't know what you mean. I seen. Oh, you talking to me? Jeez, that's rude. All right, have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later tonight for the live show. We're going to go have lots of clips. We have lots of clips to talk about. I need to gain 100 pounds before I can talk to the camera. yeah, you should. You should, and get as sweaty as possible. All right, guys. See you guys later tonight. All right. I'm happy to be back. Happy to see you guys. Thanks for being here in this chat. Drop a like on this video if you don't mind. Drop a like on the video if you don't kind.